Just because you are addicted to something, it does not mean you cannot stop. A lot of people out there are addicted to a lot of different things. Think of any scenario in anyone's life, the addictions for everyone is different, yet similar. I guess I'm making this video just to let you know you can stop your addiction. And the best course of action to do is to replace that addiction with a good habit. Whether we like it or not, replacing a bad habit that leads to an addiction can always be replaced by a good habit that will end up just helping you out at the end of the day. Addiction for every single person can be different. How they deal with it, to what exactly they are addicted to, how it affects them mentally, physically. Addiction can be very tricky, but there is one goal among everyone, and that is to obviously stop. I just feel like it's a lot more difficult to cut off the bad habit, which is at the end of the day, it's a good thing, but you can't just cut something off and not do anything to replace it, because it will always eventually come back. But if you have another habit, that took over, then you have that habit keeping you distracted, occupied, just busy. Replacing it with the good habit is the best course of action to take, because that good habit depends on you, on whatever it is you want to replace it with. It could be anything from writing, exercising, cold plunges, communication, drawing, making content. Whatever is gonna help you, do it. And it's not a bad idea to do your own research and see what is out there in order to replace your addiction with a good habit that could just help you out at the end of the day. With addiction, it makes us go to the extent of a line that we're not used to crossing, and then eventually when you do cross that line, you reflect on yourself and then you realize that it's a problem. But if you are dealing with addiction, that will be the best course of action to take to replace it with a good habit. And you have to remember that building up another habit in your life will take a minimum 90 days, which is 3 months. Obviously, with whatever you're being addicted to in all of our lives is different. You may have just started. You may have been addicted for this for 6 months, 3 months, a year, or years. And all of our lives is very different. But you can still break that addiction with anything that you want to break it with. And the most important thing that I will tell you is the only way that it will work is if you yourself, in your mind, you actually decide in your mindset already that this is not you. If you have to force yourself, force yourself. That is discipline. No one's gonna force you to do it. If you do have that support, it's just a blessing. But in some of our cases, you are keeping this a little secret amongst other people. So you're not letting other people know what you're doing, so they don't know. So they won't force you at the end of the day. You have to force yourself to break off that addiction and build up something good and better for your life that will help you out mentally and physically. Overall, your health will get better. Whatever it is that will help you break out of that addiction, do it. And it won't hurt to try as many things as you can. And the best ones that works for you, stick with them. And this will not happen in a day, in a week. It could, but at the end of the day, we're all different. We're all in our own time. So take your time, but don't take it for granted. Make sure you are really trying to understand yourself in order to get better and to break off the addiction. So that will be my advice. But at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect. So don't let your mistakes or the setbacks that you have in your life keep you from getting back up. We all make mistakes, so it's gonna be okay. And like I said earlier, you first have to decide mentally and physically that this is not gonna be you anymore. And it will take time, but you can do this. I know you can, and I believe in you. Don't give up. God bless you all.